I am lickety split right on time. Get on in here. Get on in here. We are rocking and rolling today. I'm we got some great questions. I've got 4 or 5 pages of questions. So get on in here. Let me get the chat up so I can see where you're all from. So let's get started. Come on in. Come on in. I might play a song to start with. There's Lori. What song should we play? Here we go. This is a good one. This is a good one. And I don't have any music on. Let me stop. Stop, stop, stop. Turn this on. Let me go back. I think I saw a better song. Within These Walls. We had a testimonial with that this morning, and I just wanted to hear it. Just wanted to hear it.
Within these walls, home is just a word, a fairy tale I heard that always kept me searching. Within these walls, home is now the place of refuge and escape. Serenity surrounds me. A miracle is happening to me. I'm finally learning what a home can be. Within these walls, I have learned to fly, to take charge of my life, and find the peace inside me. Within these walls, we love and work and play, finding joy along the way. And now I want to stay within these walls. Within these walls, my thoughts will pull me down.
Coffee.
I wouldn't look around to see that love surrounds me. Within these walls, friends now gather here, and laughter fills the air. It's all that I was wanting. I've tried before to do it on my own. Now I found a way to make a home. Within these walls, I have learned to fly, to take charge of my life, and find the peace inside me. Within these walls, we love and work and play.
Kathy, drink a glass of water and then start rebuking.
Now I want to stay within these walls. Within these walls, I have learned to fly, to take charge of my life, and find the peace inside me. Within these walls, we love and work and play, finding joy along the way. Now I want to stay within these walls.
Okay, y'all. I got tickled yesterday. I was crying a lot yesterday because one of my podcasters I follow, well, two of them. Um, Eddie Family Farm. They had their livestock guardian dog that is the mother to 10 puppies. Um, she got attacked by something and it broke her leg. And they got sent to a vet in Oklahoma City and they wanted $6,000. These people are just normal people like the rest of us, and they to set the leg was crushed, and so he he took the dog back to his local vet, which is an hour and a half away from Oklahoma City, and the poor puppy. They were going to have to put her down, and he didn't want to do that. His children were just upset. His wife was upset, and he talked to the vet, and she said, I think I can amputate the leg. We can't set the leg because it's crushed. It's just in a million pieces. But I can amputate the leg, and maybe she'll be able to get along. Robert's had a dog that had one leg off. We had a dog with cancer and Chief, and we had to make that terrible decision to put him to sleep. So please be with the Eddie family. They're going to get the dog today. She had the surgery. She survived the surgery. A lot of blood loss, but she survived the surgery. And Nino, my little boxer, he's got to put his dog that's 10 years old, Axel, he's got to put him to sleep today. And he's heartbroken, just heartbroken. So anytime you lose a critter, it's rough. We've lost a lot of them over the years. And you know what? God sends us another one. When we lost Chief, Tulip came in just a few weeks. It was like in February. Tulip's got a birth. Tulip had a birthday December 12th. We gave her that birthday because she was about 6 weeks old when we bought her. When we brought her home, we didn't buy her. We brought her home from the Humane Society, our animal shelter here in town. So, folks, where's everybody from? We got lots of questions. We got 4 pages of questions. I pushed them together today. And we've got some announcements going on. The coupon code Ready45 is ending on Monday. It's ending on Monday. We have had this thing for a long time, and it's going to end on Monday. And then the complete pack with all our tools in it is ending tomorrow on Friday. So let's go to the Lord in prayer. Let's do it right now. Please be with Sheila, Lord, as she recovers from breast cancer surgery. It's not fun. It's not fun, but we can do it 15 minutes at a time. We can pace ourselves and just let our bodies heal, and we know the love of God is over us, and Jesus does heal all the time. So, Lord, please be with my fly babies that are suffering. Thank you for the Miss Judy. She got some transfusions. They're trying to figure out where she's bleeding from. Her hemoglobin was really low, so she's got some bleeding ulcer or something going on. But thank you. She's feeling better than she has in a long, long time. So you get all the glory, Lord. You get all the glory. Be with my podcasting family who are mourning the loss of a lifelong friend. And Nino has such a kind heart for critters. Be with him, Lord. And the Eddie family, be with all those babies as they learn how to help Dixie to just get stronger and protect her little neck of the woods. Thank you, Lord, for the dogs in our lives. You've sent dogs my way to protect me. You sent me a guardian angel dog one time, Shadow. She was such a good dog. So, Lord, thank you for all the dogs that you send our way to be part of our family so that we can share our love and their love, so we can mutually love each other. Thank you, Lord, for these critters that mean so much to our lives. All these things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen and amen. Last night I was listening to Patera, and she has declared February is a restocking, a reorganization month for her pantry, and she's implementing the 5-can rule already. And I watched somebody ask a question this morning. It was one of the little shorts, and he asked this little boy, these 3 kids, a question. If you could answer this question, I think it might have been a multiplication question or something. You can pick out anything in the store you want. And this little boy answered the question correctly, and he and his siblings got to pick out things. And he got a bag of rice and some beans. And the man said, Why did you pick rice and beans? Why didn't you just pick a snack? And he said, we want to have a good dinner tonight. So the man pulled $60 out of his pocket. He said, give this to your mommy. Give this to your mama. And he said, I will. So folks, let's stock our pantries. Let's buy a dried item like rice or beans, and let's get 5 cans of something. Check your inventory on canned tomatoes and canned beans and corn. And I know FlyLady Rebecca, she makes this wonderful soup just out of hamburger meat and cans of different vegetables, corn and beans and mixed vegetables. And she just makes this wonderful soup. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. So start getting, every time you go to the grocery, buy 5 cans. Go to and inspect the cans. Make sure they don't have any dents or anything. It's going to really help you. It's going to help you. Now, we're getting low on our calendars, and if you want to save money, you got to start menu planning, y'all. You got to start menu planning, and these will help. You can take the 45% discount on our beautiful kitchen towels and our kitchen scrubbers, and our purple rags are already on sale at $9.95. We got gray and we've got purple. So let's get started. Sale on the complete pack is ending on Friday. If you know somebody that needs all the things in the complete pack, get it. If not, you can build your own pack and take a 45% discount on it. But somebody can always use a calendar. What is the monthly focus for February? We start in a brand new zone. Today is zone 5. No, we were in zone 5 yesterday. Today is zone 1. That's our front porch, our dining room, and the entrance of our house. Okay. And our new habit of the month is decluttering 15 minutes every day. Just 15 minutes. You can do that. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening, or do 15 minutes at one time. Do it with a 27 fling bookie. Run around the house and gather up 27 items to throw away. Do it with a 27 fling boogie and gather up 27 items to give away. Do a 5-minute room rescue. Look in this one room for 5 minutes for things that you can donate. Yeah, it's February already. Okay, here we go. There's Miss Conda in there. Y'all need some help. She's a good one. Okay, please pray for Russia. They're blocking our messages. They're blocking everybody's messages. I don't think messages can come in or out of Russia. I don't know what terrible thing has happened, but pray for Israel, pray for Iran, pray for Jordan, pray for Lebanon, pray for all these countries. And yesterday we did on the national gathering at the Museum of the Bible. And you can watch it again. It was 5 hours of beautiful repentance and prayer. So our monthly focus for February is decluttering. Sometimes we put this off. We can't put it off because it makes our homes easier to do our routines in when we get rid of our clutter. Do you continue to do the January while we add the February? Yes, keep your sink clean and shiny. That's part of your before bed routine. Or anytime my granny got through in the kitchen, she wiped out her sink and put the dish towel in the dirty clothes. In the morning, I do my morning routine, get up, make my bed, go to the bathroom, swish and swipe the toilet, clean the sink, get dressed to shoes, hair and face. Then what do? I don't have kids and I work at home. Well, you need to eat some breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I go about 18 hours of fasting and sometimes 20. And then other things that she can do is put a load of laundry in the wash machine. Take your mop and dust mop your floors. You don't have to wet the mop. You can dust mop if you want to. I did that for years. I had one of these California dusters that was a mop, and I just run it around the house, and it's like my Roomba on steroids. And then I'd take it outside and shake it really well. So do little things. Monday is our weekly home blessing. Tuesday is plan and play. Plan your menus for the next 10 days. Get that food on a grocery list so that you can pick it up at the grocery store. Wednesday's always anti-procrastination day. You can do this, y'all. If I can do it, anybody can. Thursday, run some errands. Friday, clean out your car. It's always something. Take your duster. See that beautiful duster back there? It's on sale right now for $19.95. That is ending. So y'all take advantage of these sales. Yesterday on the show, I saw in the chat that a lot of people were talking about things they were decluttering and donating. I'm a new member. When do I add decluttering? Right now. Just start getting rid of things. Put on your blinders, like you're going to put your house up for sale, y'all. Put on your blinders and look at your house through a real estate agent's eyes. My friend Tammy is a real estate agent, and she knows how to help people declutter too. So start taking things down and making things look a little. One of the first things you can do is clean off your refrigerator. It's going to change the whole look of your house. It will. It'll change the whole look of your home if you take all those magnets off your refrigerator. I know you don't want to, but it'll work. Just try it. Put them in a basket. Set them on top of the refrigerator and look at how much better it looks. So take the pantry challenge, and not just your pantry, but your medicine cabinet. Let's get these things stocked up in the next month. Decluttering is every day. When I get one room decluttered and have done a couple of months of detailed cleaning in there, that room, is it okay to start decorating in there? Or should I just take that time and add it to the decluttering zones and cleaning in the areas that I haven't yet finished? I would work your way through all the zones, get the main areas of your home looking good, and you can start adding things. You can go down in your basement, look on a shelf, and find something that you want to decorate with. You can decorate from your own stash. But I would declutter as much as possible, and then you're going to have a clean slate to decorate with. If there were only two of us in the house, if there are only two of us in the house now, is it okay if I save electricity and only do a load of clothes every other day? Yeah, if that works for you. But you got to remember, start to finish. Start to finish. A lot of people like to put their dirty clothes in the wash machine after they've had their evening. I like to take a bath in the evening. After they've had their evening baths, and then you put it in the wash machine. Then when you get up in the morning, you put it in the dryer, and then you fold and put it away. So that laundry takes 2 days to get done. So that's every other day, and you're still doing something with laundry. So you're establishing a habit. Yeah. Will I still learn the routine that way? Yeah, you will, and it's a good routine. When I do menu planning, should I write everything down with the menus and put them with the ingredients in my control journal, then just add the title of the dish on my FlyLady calendar? Yeah, I would. You take, I don't have any post-it notes here. Where'd they go? Anyway, take a little post-it note, cut the paper off, and just leave the sticky part, and you can put spaghetti. You know how to cook spaghetti. Taco Tuesday. You know how to do that. It's Thursday, so you're going to run some errands to the grocery store, pick up the things you need to make these things, and check. When you've got a stocked pantry, you have got an amazing tool to feed your family. Yeah, you can get sticky tape. You can get post-it note tape now. I think I found it on Amazon. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. How cool is that? I use it on my daily stuff to, if I make a mistake and write the wrong thing down, I use it as correction tape. The FlyLady feather dusters are so pretty, but do they really save time with dusting? Well, I guess you've never tried it. Now's the time to try it. They're $19.95. They won't be that price much longer. Are they animal cruelty free? These ostriches are grown for their feathers. They don't go through and take all the feathers off the bird. The bird molts twice a year, and these feathers are collected. They're collected. And the most prized feathers are underneath their wing. They don't have, let's just say they're called floss feathers. They're absolutely beautiful. And I don't know that they're certified animal cruelty free, but these are prized birds for their feathers. How do I make a flat black sink shine? Is that important, or is it just knowing that it's clean and pretty good enough? I am so proud of you. You know that you've cleaned it. And you know if you dropped a whole pot of cooked spaghetti in your sink that it is clean enough to scoop up. That's knowing your sink is clean. If you can't get it to shine because it's not made to shine. It's made to be matte black. So I am proud of you for not allowing your perfectionism to get in the way. Because we had a flat black sink at the fly shop many years ago. My husband wants me to help. My husband wants to help me with my FlyLady routines. Is it okay if I post them so he can see what they are every day, or should I still keep them to myself? If he has asked, that's what your control journal is all about. Show him your control journal and show him where your routines are, your morning routine, your afternoon routine, your before bed routine. You can even throw another get home from work routine. Put start dinner. Show him your routines, and you're going to be so happy that he wants to help. And you praise him for wanting to help. Well, she says, I don't want to feel criticized if he sees I didn't get to everything on the list. Well, just know that you don't have to check things off so he can't see it. Once it becomes routine, it gets done. And he said, oh, you can say, yeah, honey, I've done that. I just didn't check it off. And that's probably the truth. Not everything has to be written down in stone and checked off. Would you tell us the story about how you and Robert met someday soon? I've heard it before, but it's been a long time ago and I'd love to hear it again. Thank you ahead of time. Well, Robert and I met at a coffee shop. It's right across the street from the courthouse. I was in there one afternoon and I was with a friend, Nilsa. She was a witness at our wedding. She's passed away. She was much older than I was, and we were at the coffee shop, and I couldn't afford anything but a cup of coffee. And Robert came in, and he knew Nilsa, and he had a card, a campaign card that was this orange color. I'll never forget it. And he wanted Nilsa to critique it for him. See if there's some changes need to be made, if all the spelling was right. I know the spelling was right because Robert's an excellent speller. And she looked at it, she said, Robert, she called him Bob, but nobody else calls him Bob. She said, this looks good. And so he handed it to me to read it. And I read it. And Nilsa introduced him to me. And so I read his card and I asked him a question. I said, do you put up campaign signs in yards? And he said, no, I don't believe in that. They just don't make, they don't really do anything. And they're just a lot of trouble to put out and pick up. And I said, I put my hand out and I shook his hand and I said, I'll vote for you then. And when I got introduced to him and I said, I know your wife. And he said, my ex-wife. And I said, well, I worked with her at the music center. And last week, I house sat for her dog. And it was a 3-legged dog. Speaking of 3-legged dogs. And he said, how is Snap? And I said, Snap's a strange puppy. And he said, yeah, but he loved Sue. He loved Sue. And he said, I got the cat and she got the dog. And she lived up on on the mountain, and so I had stayed at her house and took care of her dog for a week. And he said, "Call me sometime. I'm in the book." And the next day I thought about it. Thursday night at Silverstein Mansion, it's one of the mansions, it's just a big old house. They had picking and grinning, and I called him up and I said, a bunch of us from the coffee shop are going to Silverstein on Thursday night. Would you like to meet us there? And he said, "Oh, I can't. I've been playing chess with the same man for over 20 years, and I don't miss my chess night. I probably only missed 5 times in the last 20 years because of snow or something. I couldn't get up the mountain." And he said he just flipped things around. He said, "What about Friday night? I can meet you downtown and we can go get some dinner." And I said, "Well, that sounds good." So we had our first date, and that um, it was fun. We had lentil soup that tasted like mud, and so we put enough hot sauce in it to make our eyes water. Spinach lentil soup, and it was horrible, horrible. I don't think I've ever eaten any lentils since then. And there it started. There it started. Anyway, we've been together 27 years, and 6 weeks after we met, 6 weeks after we met, August, we were engaged and we were married by Thanksgiving. And we've never looked back. Never looked back. Do you think there do you think there will ever be a FlyLady devotional book? I sure would love one, but I don't want to put any pressure on you. I know that's from my sister. That's from my sister. Yeah, I think we might be able to come up with a devotional book. Things have to settle down with what's going on in the world because we're spending a lot of time praying and reading the Bible. But I'm learning more and more every day. I finished up Revelations yesterday, and I'm starting back in Genesis today. And I know, I see what Patty's saying. But it's a good idea to have a devotional book. And I'll spend 15 minutes a day, I guess, to do it. The main thing is you got to stay in the Word. You've got to stay in the Word. And the more you're in the Word, the more that you're going to learn. I was watching Pastor Greg last night. I got a big old helicopter coming over. God be with whoever's flying it. In Jesus' name. But he was trying to finish up the New Testament last night. So he had a great sermon, Wednesday night sermon. He said, we've just been dipping our toe into the Word. We've just been dipping our toe into the Word. And somebody had car trouble in their parking lot, and he was on his way to the airport, and he was going to call an Uber. And Pastor Jesse, who's the kids' pastor, he said, "No, man, I'll just take you to the airport. Airport's just a few miles away. I'll take you to the airport. You can leave your car here." And before he got this man to the airport, he had laid out the gospel to him, and the man accepted Jesus. Now that's putting your whole body into it. I'm telling you. So Pastor Greg preached his sermon on Wednesday night, and it was from Ezekiel, and it's about being lukewarm and all kinds of things, and just barely getting wet. And he climbed into the baptistry, and he went up to his knees, and Then he sat down and so went up to here. And then he just went up to here in the baptistry. He didn't go under, but he said, we got to be willing to go in all the way. Go in all the way. And not just dip our toe in. And it was beautiful. And all the kids had not gone to the other tent for um, for their service. They stayed in the big tent, and a bunch of them were baptized last night. It was just amazing. I cried my eyes out. And then Pastor Greg had to run home, change clothes, come back, and at 9 o'clock he started reading the Bible. At 1 o'clock he was still reading, and he was gonna finish it up. He was gonna finish up. I hadn't checked, but I finished up yesterday. In fact, I read Revelations twice. Sometimes you just need to read Revelations, just a wake-up call. So I'll commit to working on a devotional. It'll be good because it'll be inspired. Yeah, Carol, it is on the calendar. Let's see what it says about February. It's at the top of the calendar. If you don't have your calendar, there's a quote from me. Release the clutter and fly. Don't get any better than that. It's gonna help you. Release the clutter and fly. So y'all stay focused on what you've got to do. Take care of you so you can take care of the rest of your family and your home. We're going to need our homes to be our sanctuary. I'll never forget one time we got a testimonial from Israel. Imagine this. It's many years ago, early on in FlyLady. We got this testimonial, and she said, we used to have, car bombings and they've just, October 7th, they've gone through some horrible things. She said that she was able to get rid of their clutter and turn their house into a home where they felt safe and they could have devotionals and be together as a family, not in one in every room hiding out. They were together because they felt calm in their home. We need homes that bless us. And if we bless our homes, they're going to bless us back. So y'all don't give up. Make your house a home within these walls. Within these walls. So that's 11 questions for today, y'all. God gets all the glory. I started early and here we are. In fact, I'm going to take that last question and put it in my chicken. I'm going to date it. 2/1/24. I'm going to fold it up. I'm not going to go to a lot of trouble. Y'all, we used to do this in school, and I'm going to tear this off. It's not perfect, but guess what? It's a commitment. I'm making a commitment today. Commitment. Commit to decluttering. Commit to decluttering. You can do it. Don't forget, calendars are getting very few. You don't even need a coupon code because we've cut the price on them. They're half price. Get them now. Big one or little one. If you got a friend, this is a great birthday present. Pass it along. Somebody needs it. Coupon code ends on Monday. Complete pack ends on Friday. Give us a thumbs up. Share our stuff with everybody. And y'all, we're going to get through whatever's going on in the world. God has us right here. I love you all. Commit to building your pantry 5 cans at a time. You can declutter 5 minutes at a time, and you can build back your pantry. If you go to the dollar store, pick up 5 cans of something. You can do it. And maybe a bag of rice or a bag of pasta. Kathy says she's having brain fog today. Drink some water, baby girl. Wait, drink some water. Susan, that's a good idea within these walls. Yep. I love you all. Be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself. Because if you don't take care of you, who will? Be kind to others by blessing people with your abundance. And let the joy and sweetness that is in your heart that comes from the good Lord show the world who you are. A child of the Most High, the only living God in the universe. You can do it. Start in Genesis. In the live section on our website, you'll see FlyLady Live. There's your reading schedule. It's 39 chapters. 39 chapters a day, and that throws us into a few grace chapters, grace days. If you miss a day, you don't beat yourself up, you just jump back in. I love you all. See you later. 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Justin here today from FlyLady with a special request. Today I'd like to talk to all the husbands and all the men of all the FlyLady families that are out in FlyLady Nation, in the U.S. and around the world, to talk to them about something special that we can do to help out our wives by helping out in the kitchen. And I know some of you men are no strangers to the kitchen. You help out with dishes and things like that. My request today is that if you haven't cooked during this time of quarantine, when there is a lot of people that are getting stressed out in homes, especially the ladies, there's a lot to do. You're never leaving the house, and you've got meals to prep, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you've got to get these either on the table, you've got to get them cooked, and it's a lot of stress to have one person in the home to do this all the time. My request is that men need to step up, and there's more that we can do besides washing dishes. We can cook, and cooking is something I love to do. And one of the things I like to cook, and I'm gonna show you this evening, I like to cook a grilled flank steak. And how I do it is it's kind of on a gas grill is how I do it, but you can use charcoal, or how I'm going to do it in our recipe for this evening is I'm gonna do it on cast iron. I'm gonna sear it, and then I'm gonna put it onto the grill for a little while, and then I'm gonna take it off. With this flank steak, it is for one meal that can be fajitas, or you can do like a Brazilian style with charro beans and the flank steak. But for our purposes tonight, I am cooking fajitas for the family with flank steak. Flank steak you usually can find in your meat department of your grocery store. It's usually in a vacuum pack sealed bag already, and that's just kind of how they sell them. It's kind of a cheaper piece of meat, and so it's a little tough. But if you marinate it with the right marinades, and the marinade that I'm gonna give y'all in the recipe, it needs to at least be on the meat for about 4 to 8 hours. So if you let it soak and rest in that good marinade, it kind of breaks down some of the fibers and makes it extremely tender. And I know you guys in FlyLady Nation are gonna step up, you're gonna help out your wives, and this is our first recipe, and I know you can do it. And a couple of other things that I'll probably talk about in future episodes is some great ways to also cook besides being on a grill or cooking in cast iron. One of my favorite things to do is I love to bake in the oven. And you say, well, but Justin, what do you like to bake? I like to bake my world famous chicken ranch nachos. I'm kind of known around our house as the party food kind of guy. But when I cook, I like to cook fun things. Like smoked chicken wings or chicken ranch nachos on a big old pan. And so what I'll usually do is grill some chicken. But what I'm telling you now, gentlemen, you can step up and help alleviate some stress in your family during this time of social isolation and distancing by stepping up in your family and do more in the kitchen to help out. And cooking can be one of those things.
Here is my flank steak recipe that I got from allrecipes.com. It is a great recipe, and you can change it up a lot depending on the kind of things you like to have in a marinade. As you can see, I use some of my favorite grilling spices along with some of the things that they have in the recipe. I use 2 different skirt steaks or flank steaks for this recipe. I mix up my marinade, and then I pour the marinade over the steaks in a Ziploc bag. Zip it up and let them rest for at least 4 hours. For this take, I have actually let it rest for 48 hours. The longer, the better. And these are some of the fixings that are going to go along with my fajita night, which is what I'll be using this steak for. Now it's time to start grilling. I have a hot grill at 400 degrees, and I sear it on a cast iron plate, 5 minutes each side. Then I take it off of the cast iron and put it directly onto the grill grate with direct heat for about 2 minutes each side, still at 400 degrees. Then it's done. I wrap it up in aluminum foil and let it rest for 5 minutes. It's good. Now it's time to open it up. It looks great. I've got some extra limes on that. I've cut it up on my cutting board into nice little strips for fajitas. And I have all the fixings set at the table. And we're ready for fajita night. It's good. Enjoy. Men can cook from FlyLady.
It's question and answer day. And guess what? I have 6 pages. Now, I do blow them up to a 22 size font, but hey, so I can see them. Get on in here. Get on in here. I got my phone. I got our little book. We got some, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It really does help. And I'm saying it, and there's nobody in here. But yeah, please give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Today is what's today's date? I've lost track. You ever do that? Here we are in January. I think it's at the top of my page, but hey, I'm on 23, January 24. Today is the 25th of January. And the reason I asked that is because I had the 24th marked. $25. It takes a month to establish habits. Be kind to you. Give yourself a gold star. It's a gold star day, y'all. We are here to lift you up and celebrate every little accomplishment. And that's what we do here. Let me pray Psalms 91 over your family and anoint your doors. And I just dropped Hold it just a second. I got to get this because I don't want to step on it, slip and fall. The do it now principle kicks in, y'all. Because slick things like fake money really could play havoc with your stability. So I'm going to put that where it was a present from my nephew before he passed away. So folks, if you hadn't listened to yesterday afternoon's show, go listen to it. We had a visitor yesterday, and the visitor showed up at the back window, and he hadn't been here in a while. And he showed up 3 times, and I got a picture of it, y'all. It's the, you can see his wings spread. It's the cardinal showed up. It's been a while since he's been here. But I had Holy Spirit was working yesterday afternoon. And let's just say, I think we got confirmation that we were listening. Yeah, it was a cardinal yesterday. He was so pretty. Now the female's been out there this morning as I was putting on my makeup. But let's get started. Y'all get your calendars ordered. They're half price. We've got feather dusters that are half price, and it's just we got lots to do, y'all. We got lots to do. And if you have never used our FlyLady tools and you need a little bit of inspiration, then check out our complete pack. It's all the tools you need, and you might want to throw in the feather duster. So let's get started. I need some more coffee this morning. We have had 1.5 inches of rain, and we'll probably get another 1.5 inches before the day's over with. So let's get going. Today's the 25th of January. I had to look it up to confirm it. I'm gonna sit up straight, Marla. Sit up straight. Hello, FlyLady. Will you tell me what to put in a control journal and how to use it? Well, we have a whole section on our website that's just about the control journal. And really, all a control journal is a place to keep your routines. I have used, this is one of my favorites. It's sat on the arm of my chair for many years. But all it is a 4x6 photo album. That's all it is. So you have your morning routine. And so I have a morning routine for home and a morning routine for the office. I do my home one first. Happy birthday, Sheila. I do my home one first. And then after I get through with that, which doesn't take me but about 15 minutes, I start in on my FlyLady stuff. So it's got afternoon routine, a before bed routine. It's got, for me, it's a guide to different types of testimonials. My Sunday routine. There's just our basic weekly plan. And I've got a packing list for travel, which I don't do much of that anymore. But y'all, it's a 4x6 photo album. You put your routines in it. In the event that somebody has to do your routines for you, let's just say you have to go out of town and daddy's keeping the kids. He doesn't know what has to be done because he's been doing other things. But if you have it written down, he can just go through and check things off. It's a place to hold your routines. And we have a whole section on what goes in it. But we talk about it every day, morning, afternoon, and evening routines. What do you have to do? Shine the sink. Lay out your clothes for tomorrow. Lay out the kids' clothes. So all they got to do is get up and get dressed. Part of your evening routine is everybody get their baths. Get it done. So you're not rushing around crazy in the morning. So you can have a slow and steady start to your day instead of hectic. Okay, folks. I slept on my hair wrong. You ever do that? And you're working toward making your routines, your morning routine, your afternoon routine, those things automatic. But what I like to do was get up. I put my routines on Post-it notes on my bathroom mirror, and it worked well to keep me focused. But here's the deal. Sometimes we just need the routines written down so it can be a checklist for us. I watched Walker Farm family. I watched them do it when he went to Puerto Rico on a mission trip. And he had a checklist that Cassie asked him to make for making sure all the animals were taken care of. Now she knows how to do that, but she works at school, and this was during Christmas vacation. So she was home. And the kids love to check things off. So even kids enjoy having the routines written down. And sometimes you just need to put it on a note card. Maybe avalanche. Just shaking my head at myself. I know better. I don't know why it fell off either. But guess what? It did not fall all the way off. I only lost one thing out of it. And I'll put it back in there. It's backup battery. Whew. I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but it was loud. But you just take some sheep, go to the dollar store and get a photo album, 4x6, and get some 4x6 note cards, and you can make a little control journal or just a sheet for each child in the family and put it up where they can see it. Or maybe you just do it on a whole sheet of paper and put it on their dresser mirror or somewhere. Okay. Will you teach me how the zones work and what to do if I don't have that zone, like a dining room? Well, where do you eat? Where do you eat? Do you have a table? Do you have a table that you sit down? Count that as your dining area. Do you have a bar that you use as your dining area? You're letting your perfectionism go nuts. Everybody has a bathroom. Everybody has a bedroom. Even if you're sleeping on the couch, everybody has a bedroom. Everybody has a living area. Now, your living area and kitchen may all be combined, kind of like mine is one big open concept. We took out one wall and there you have it. But you have an entrance to your home. You have the door you come in. So don't let your perfectionism make you nuts. Now, each week, which we're in zone 5 next week. And let me pull up January. Already had it up once today. January, we're in zone 4 this week. So we have January. This is zone 5 to the 31st. Now, from Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday, to Saturday is zone 1, which is our entrance, our front porch, and our dining room. So let me show you February. entrance, front porch, and dining room. You may not have a dining room, but I bet you've got some place you sit down and eat. We have a table. We have a dining room table, but we only eat there on Thanksgiving. That's it. And when we have company. And we've only had company like 3 times in our whole married life in 27 years. To sit down at the table, we had Christmas dinner with the kids. We did fondue one time. But we all have the same zones. They may not look like everybody else's because it may just be your island in your kitchen is where you sit down to eat. Some people don't even want a dining room table. I've known people to get rid of their dining room tables because they were catch-alls. And right now, mine's a catch-all because I'm trying to decide which cooking utensils I want to get rid of. And so as I use them, I put them away. And I found that I love my red cooking utensils. But zone 1, usually the first full week in the month is zone 2, the kitchen. Zone 3, from the 11th to the 17th, is your main bathroom and some other room. And zone 4, the 18th through the 24th, is your bedroom. And that's the worst room in the house usually. And zone 5, the 25th through the 29th, we have leap year. We have the 29th day of February this year. So that's our zones for next month. Our habit for the month is going to be decluttering 15 minutes a day. 5, 5, and 5. 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, and 5 in the evening. It doesn't take long. We've got President's Day, we got Lincoln's birthday, we got Valentine's Day, we got Groundhog Day. We got lots of things happening. And I'll be putting out the sneak peek this weekend. I didn't do it last weekend. But I'll put it out this weekend, and you'll see all the zones for February. But if you don't have a dining room, don't worry. You have a place where you keep your dishes. You have a place where you eat. And we have this table that lifts up, and we sit at the couch. We have for years since we got this table. And before that, we had TV trays. And we sit right side by side, and we enjoy our meals together. Okay. Next question. How do I add in rooms that you don't have in the zones, like a garage? That's in zone 3. Zone 3 is usually it's always your main bathroom that company would use. But if you want to add in the basement or doing something in the garage, make a page just for what needs to be done. In our garage, it needs to be swept. Robert pulls his car in there. It's hard to stop a sneeze. I'm telling you. You could bust a gut. Now, so in zone 3, you add in an extra area you need to clean, but don't focus. Don't focus on just that area, because maybe it's a kid's room. You let the kids help. Don't be decluttering in the garage unless your husband knows what's he's got stuff out there. I helped him declutter things in the garage this year. We got rid of a Christmas tree, and he was so happy. So happy. Now we added something else. But zone 3 is when you add an extra area that you want to focus on. Or you could focus, if you're really wanting to deal with cleaning out the basement, you could do one thing every day in that basement. We call that project mode. Okay, is it too late to buy a calendar? Where do you keep your calendar and what do you put on it? I have a calendar in my bathroom that I chart my weight on. And I have a calendar I have a mini calendar on my desk that I keep up with things on. And it's not too late to buy a calendar. We put them at half price. Get your calendars now. Buy the set. I keep it in the bathroom and by my chair. Now the mini calendar can fit in your purse, but I need my calendar front and center all the time. And what I chart on my calendar is like Tim Sheets is having a hub prophetic meeting on Groundhog's Day, February the 2nd. And I love those. I love them. There's Dutch will be speaking, and that I don't want to miss it, so I get it on the calendar. Okay, so get your calendars ordered. One page down. How do we get freedom from chaos? How do we get freedom from chaos? You have to start one habit at a time. Baby steps will get you there. Once upon a time, we had a big event in Dallas, and we had a big meet and greet afterwards. There were, I think, 800 people there. It was a big celebration of FlyLady. We had 500,000 followers. YouTube threw this party for us. We all paid for it though. It takes a lot, $25,000 to have a big event, to rent a ballroom at a big hotel. And so we had this party, and this girl comes up and she takes her shoes off and she comes around the table behind me, and I've got a picture of it somewhere. And on the top of her feet, now I don't recommend doing this. I don't have a tattoo. I know a lot of people do, and I'm not putting them down, but she tattooed on the top of her foot, say this is the top of her foot, in a semicircle so that she could read it, not so that somebody else could read it. It said, baby steps will get you there. Baby steps will get you there. And her little ballet slipper, it was just right under her little ballet slipper. And, you know, she needed to see that when she's in the shower. She needed to see that when she was doing anything where her feet were naked. Now, if you got your shoes and socks on, maybe you need socks that say, baby steps will get you there. So how do we get freedom from chaos? By taking baby steps. By taking a whole month and practicing one habit. Like this month is shining our sink. Next month is going to be decluttering. March is going to be getting dressed to lace up shoes every day. First thing, don't drag around in your gown tail till 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get dressed. Patty's traveling, so y'all just be aware. Y'all help me monitor things, y'all. If you see a troll in here, let me know. So that's how we get freedom from chaos. Chaos is can't have anyone over syndrome. So, y'all, be aware. Chaos is trying to beat you down all the time. And we need to be our own biggest cheerleader. You know, you look at our FlyLady logo, and she's a cheerleader. You have to put on that uniform and become that cheerleader for yourself. Now, we have a marathon on the weekend, and y'all are always in the chat cheering people on, and that's wonderful. But until we quit beating ourselves up, that's how we get freedom from chaos. And this is the year to do it. Freedom from chaos this freedom is knocking at your door. All you got to do is open it and do what we say. Do what we say every day. I've got a runny nose. That sneeze was getting rid of something. What church did you grow up in, and how did you learn so much about the Bible? Well, you have to read the Bible. You have to listen to the Bible. You have to do both. My sister, she likes to decipher every verse. She goes back to the Greek. She studies. But I get all confused doing that. I like to listen to Dutch talk about origins of words, and if I don't understand a word, I can ask my husband, because he has he knows the Greek. He has a undergraduate degree in Middle Eastern history. He knows this stuff, and he can give me timelines. And so I'm hearing it, not necessarily digging into reference books. I have the reference books if there's something, and we all have the computer. So I grew up in the Church of Christ, and I've learned more about the Church of Christ since I've been not in the Church of Christ. But I've learned more studying, reading books about some of the huge revivals in our nation. And there have been revivals all over the world. I think Pastor Greg Locke, he did his master's thesis on these revivals. And they've been in Wales, and they've been everywhere. The Louis Isles, that's the first time I ever heard about it. Azusa Street. I've studied these revivals. I've read the books, sometimes two and three times. Robert is my walking encyclopedia. I live with one. And if he doesn't know it, he can find out. And he probably has a book on it in our library. But I read. This morning, Dutch was talking about a teaching that his brother Tim did. And it's on Luke. And I'm 3 chapters from starting in Luke. I'm reading the Bible every month. Every month. I'm not beating myself up because I got a day behind. But I factored in three days of grace. We get through on the 29th. I factored in some grace time for me. We're reading 39 chapters every day. And on our homepage, there is the morning musing, FlyLady Live, Ask FlyLady, Test to Fly, Habit of the Month. All that's right there. But the FlyLady Live thing is the chart for reading the Bible every day. And there's my sister. She must not be on the road yet. Anyway, you got to study. Study to show yourself approved. And as I'm listening to the Bible, I can tell you I know what words are coming up because it's becoming instilled into me, into me. And I love being able to know what's coming next. I love listening to the live show so much. I feel like I know you. Is there something you would like to teach us that we haven't asked before? No, I think you pretty much ask every question that needs to be asked. I we get through it in a year's time. You don't have to see the top of the staircase to take the first step. And this is a good lesson to learn. I got this in one of my travels. I think I was in Houston. Here's the deal. You just have to take that first step. That's all you got to do. Just take the first step. This is a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His son passed away this past week. He's with his daddy now. Dexter Scott. He was a young man. So y'all, take the first step. Go shine that seat. Don't wait around for somebody to hold your hand. And when you get to a show and you're running late, this is what I do. When I've got a podcaster that I like to listen to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I never can get there at the start of the show. But you know what I do? On YouTube, I can drag it back to the start. Now, I don't usually comment on shows. I kind of stay incognito. But I started at the beginning, just like I started. And right now, I got one of my favorite podcasters who's doing a show, and I'll get through with this one, and I'll go listen to Bo. And he's biblical. I mean, I love to listen to him because he pulls it all together for us. Why is it important to get the emails, and what is amusing? Amusing is an essay I've written. And I know people hate emails, but the quickest way to get in your head is for you to read, even out loud, one of my messages every day. Stay consistent at reading one of my messages every day. Because I'm going to get in your head. It's kind of like reading the Bible. It gets in you. It gets in you. So if you want to change your way of thinking, read my messages. No, people just hate email, period. People complain about email all the time. But guess what? Email eventually gets to you. I want to be a better wife, mother, and a better citizen of the world like you are. How can I learn this? You got to love yourself first. I was reading in Mark this morning, and love your neighbor as yourself. We got to do that. We can't create chaos. We have to pray for the people that have hurt us. We have to love our neighbor as yourself. We're our own worst enemy. And if I can help you to realize that we've beaten ourselves up for so long, we don't even recognize when we do it. Just take baby steps. Take baby steps. Read my musings every day. There's one comes out every single day. And if you click on it on the website, but I want it to come to your phone so that when you're sitting waiting for the kids to get out of school or whatever, you can pull it up and read it. And you'll get a notification when it comes into your inbox. You got to quit beating yourself up, Katie. We got to stop that. We got enough people doing it. We got enough people beating us up that we don't need one more. I'm a newlywed and just learning how to stock a pantry and how to cook. My poor sweet husband has been through a lot of bad meals, except for the roast I fixed that was your recipe. Will you be putting out any more cooking videos? My husband said to tell you thank you. There's a bunch of them there, y'all, and it's at the top of the flight plan. Every day, there's a link to the playlist of how to cook things, how to make biscuits. And then find somebody like Patera that cooks country. And just start in. You really don't need a GPS to cook. You don't. But you can do it. What you did with there are some great recipes out there for pork roast and turn it into barbecue, for rump roast, chuck roast. You can do just about anything. I saw somebody the other day that they cooked a roast in their wood stove in a Dutch oven, and it was an elk roast. So you just have to adapt things. It can be in a crock pot, it can be in your Dutch oven, in your wood stove. But just start trying. All I knew how to cook when I was a kid before I got married was spaghetti. And my daddy taught me how to do that. Mama didn't teach me how to cook. Patera has Appalachian Homestead. She just lives across the mountain from me. She lives pretty close to Patty. She lives in southeast Tennessee. And she's homeschooled her boys. They're all in college now. Some of them's graduated. And she has 3 boys. And she made homemade artisan bread last night that looked so good. And she did it in a Dutch oven, in her oven. But Tara, she is opinionated, and she's going to tell it like it is. And that's what I like about her. And she's part Cherokee. She's done family history. She's had a great grandparent in every war in this country. And she's documented. My problem is forgetting the oven our stove is on. That's why you set a timer. Our stoves have timers on them, y'all. Our stoves have timers on them. Utilize your timer. If I start boiling water on the stove, I'm setting a timer for every 30 minutes to put a little more water in my thing, my tea kettle that steams up the house. I've decided I deserve to have the right tools to bless my home and bless me too. Where should I start? Right now, we got the best deal going on. It's $89.95. It's the complete pack. I would add a feather duster to it, but get some rags. Purple rags are $9.95 right now. Though they make, you can do the floor with purple rags. You can scrub your elbows with purple rags. So Pater had a great bread recipe the other day, and I think she's adapted it for Dutch oven, but she always puts her recipes in the description. And she cans things and preserves things and just does a great job at teaching young people how to cook. And I do it too, but I don't do it live, and I don't edit videos. So I do edit videos, but not often. Not often. So start with the complete pack and add, for $110 you can have the whole kit and caboodle. And you will love it. Number 12. Dear FlyLady, I have a black sink and I can't make it shine. I've used Comet Bleach, Barkeeper's Friend, amongst other cleaners. To make it shine, I used olive oil, Windex, and car wax. Nothing seems to work. Please tell me how to get my sink clean and shiny. Anita, you've gotten it clean. You've gotten it clean. It's probably a matte finish. You're never going to make it shine. I know you've tried, but know that it is clean. That it's the cleanest it's ever been, even coming from the factory. It's cleaner than when it came from the factory. I don't know what kind of container, Stephanie, you're talking about. Just know that it's clean. You've done a great job. Accept that you've done a great job and quit beating yourself up because it doesn't shine. You know it's clean. What's her YouTube channel? Patera's YouTube channel is Appalachian Homestead. And she pronounced it Appalachia. But you'll find her. You'll find her. She milks goats. She milks cows. Not that I'm not ever going to do that. I've had goats. I don't ever want any more goats. I want some chickens, but if something got the chickens, it would break my heart. So I reserve the right to get chickens later. So Anita, quit beating yourself up because it's not shiny. It's never going to be shiny. It's not made to be shiny. I've had a black sink at the office one time before we moved into the one we built. Number 13, I think my perfectionism is attacking me. How do I get the lint off my purple rags? I pulled it out of the wash and I noticed lint. And it must have happened when I used it to clean the floor with a lick. Take a lick at a snake. Yeah, lint is stuck in the corduroy. Well, here's the deal. Just keep using it. Just keep using it, and it'll eventually wash out. You can take one of those lint rollers. You might want to take your rubber scrubber and brush it. But don't wash it with regular towels. Only wash your purple rags with other microfiber products. Your mop cloths, your purple rags, your multi-wand cover. Always wash them with light fabrics and never with a towel. But if you picked up some lint, don't worry about it. Let go of your perfectionism. Let it go. And maybe pick up another pack if it bothers you so much. Every room has a shiny sink. What is the shiny sink of the bathroom? It's your bathroom counter and sink. When that looks good, you're good to go. In your bedroom, it's your bed being made. Okay, last question. I don't know that it has a question in it, but I'm going to read it anyway. Good day, Fly Folk, and happy question and answer day, Fly Lady. Yesterday, you spoke of freedom this year. In my life, I thought growing up in clutter was a norm everyone struggled with. When I started working a 9 to 5 job, others commented on my lack of organization. I used to laugh it off, but now I truly see how it's hindering me. I haven't seen my bedroom floor in almost 12 years. I'm able to dance and exercise in my bedroom now. Most items I haven't worn in 6 months. I've been bagging and donating. I still have some ways to go. When you spoke of freedom, it reminded me there are so many areas in my life I prayed for freedom, and that was even before I found you. This I take as a confirmation that God has heard and continues to hear my prayers. Please pray for me that I continue to walk toward His freedom and complete purpose for my life. Thank you for always praying for us and showing us tough love and encouraging us. Warm regards, Fly Baby, living in His grace and mercy. That's all any of us want is this freedom. And it comes through loving God. And everything will fall into place. So let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Father in heaven, thank you for freedom, those inalienable rights that you gave us. Thank you that we can grasp it and work toward helping others and loving others. Lord, you did an amazing thing when you sent your Son to this earth to die for our sins. You had a plan to make it easy on us. Thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. You made it easy on us. All we got to do is love like you do. Love makes the world go round. We've got to let go of anger and bitterness toward other people and love and pray for others. Thank you for all my fly babies who are striving to make their homes work for them. Thank you, Lord. Give us strength. Keep us away from evil. Thank you for the Lord's Prayer that we can use that as an example. We love you, Lord. All these things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen and amen. God gets all the glory, y'all. All the glory. We have to be ready. We have to be ready. I love you all. I'll be back on here at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Don't climb chairs. Nope. So y'all be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself, because the Bible teaches that. Love your neighbor as yourself. Be kind to others. And let the joy and the sweetness that is in your heart show the world who you are, a child of the Most High, the only living God in the universe. I love you all. I'll see. Hey, everybody. We're going to make some rolls today and some different things. We're going to make cinnamon rolls, and we're going to make some pizza monkey bread and some pecan monkey bread. So we're going to have some fun. It's a rainy day here. This recipe is quite easy. I will go through it a little bit at a time. Stop it and write it down if you want to, or take a picture of it with your phone. But this is a really simple recipe, and I've tried to make it easier for you. And I've just divided it up into steps to do it. So I'm going to walk you through it. And I'm making 2 batches of dough at one time because I have 2 big mixing bowls. I've measured out 10 cups of plain flour, and I've added to that 2/3 cup of sugar and a tablespoon of salt. These rolls aren't any good if you don't put the salt in them. And then in another bowl, I'm going to add 3 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of jarred yeast, or you can use 3 packages of yeast, a tablespoon of sugar, and let that sit and get bubbly. And then you're going to add 2 eggs to this mixture. Beat the eggs up first before you and a 1/4 cup of butter, a 1/4 cup of oil, and a 1/4 cup of milk. And you just pour all that into the flour mixture, and you let your mixer do the hard work. Now, you can stir all this stuff and mess with it, but I like to just stop the mixer every once in a while and scrape the dough down. Now, put this dough, after it gets all mixed up, into a big greased bowl in your oven at 100 degrees, and it'll rise in between 30 minutes to an hour. It'll get double in size. I cover it with a dish towel. And while that one's rising, start another batch. I've already measured out 10 cups of flour and just do the same thing. And it's such a simple dough, and it's really good. Now, this is my favorite thing. I love this silicone mat. I don't ever use it for making pie crust, but I love it because I don't have to flour this mat. And I buy these pans by 30 or 40 at a time because I make my cinnamon rolls and my rolls in these pans so that I can give them away. Now, after about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, your dough is doubled. Punch it down really good, and then pour it out on your mat or your countertop, whatever you like. And I like to cut the dough in half and work with half at a time. I love this little dough cutter too. It's costs $5. And I cut strips of dough and then cut it into rectangles. And I don't like to mess with the dough much, like I don't like to mess with biscuit dough. I just put it in a pan, in a buttered pan, and you let it rise. Now let's make some cinnamon rolls. Take a cup of sugar, and I like a lot of cinnamon, so I've probably got a huge tablespoon of cinnamon in this sugar, and I'm going to stir it all up. And I'm going to take that other half of dough, and I'm going to shape it into a rectangle that's 15 by 12, and my mat measures that out. And I just do it with my hands. And then I'm going to smear some butter on it, pour the sugar on top of it, and then I'm going to start rolling it and stretching the dough as I roll a little bit up each time. And you can feel it, and it comes together, and then you're going to pinch the dough to make it stay together. Now, here's the secret to cutting it. I use dental floss. And you go in about an inch, 1.25 inches, and you crisscross it, you slide it under, you crisscross it, and then you pull it together. And it cuts the prettiest cinnamon roll out. And you put them in a pan. Now, don't turn them over sideways or you'll lose all the goodie out of them. Just put them in your pan. And a buttered pan, and just smear the butter around. I melted about 6 sticks of butter and just used it for everything. Then take the cinnamon rolls and just place them in there. Hold them sideways as you do it so you don't lose the good stuff. And then put them in your pan. These pans held 6 or 7 cinnamon rolls. And then I did one pan that only had 4 cinnamon rolls in it, and they turned out prettier than all the rest. So I may just do 4 in these pans unless I get me some oblong pans where I could do more at one time. But these are always such a treat Christmas morning because I'm going to cook them and put them in the freezer. And then I'm going to give them to my daughter-in-law so she won't have anything to do for Christmas morning. So she'll already have these cinnamon rolls, and then she just has to pull them out, heat them up in the oven while they're unwrapping presents, and I'm going to make her the icing too, which is powdered sugar, some cream, and some vanilla flavoring. And you just stir it all together, and I put it in a bag so she can cut the end off and ice these wonderful cinnamon rolls. And this is just such a simple Christmas morning. I'm not eating breads right now, so I'm making this all to give away, except for Thanksgiving dinner, which I'll have my rolls for Thanksgiving dinner. But I don't eat them all the time, so it's always fun to have these rolls in your freezer. And I'm going to pre-cook them. I'm going to pre-cook them and put lids on them and put them in the freezer. So all I got to do is take them out and heat them up. Heat and serve rolls, which is wonderful. Now what are we doing? I'm trying to figure out. I got another pan. Yeah, I had 4 or 5 pans ready to go. And these have little lids that can go on them and crimp down. Smearing more butter around. Goodness gracious, I've used a lot of butter today. And just keep cutting them until you get them all cut up. It made probably around 15 to 20 cinnamon rolls, which is wonderful. Now, you can add some nuts to them if you want to, but we don't like nuts in our cinnamon rolls. I'm going to make something with some nuts in a second. Now, I've learned a secret about nuts. I like to toast the nuts before I make anything with them. That keeps them from being gooey if they're toasted nuts. And they just work so much better in pecan pies and all kinds of things when they're toasted. I know this is really a long video, and I forgot that. There they are. I'm making a mess there. Hey, they rose up real pretty. I just stuck them back in that 100-degree oven. And there, look at them. You just have to ice them, but I'm not going to ice them yet. They're gonna be frozen. And then all she has to do is ice them up. Next, we're going to make pizza monkey bread. So take 4 or 5, probably around 6 cheese sticks and cut them into pieces, 6 pieces each. So that's going to be about 36 dough balls you're going to make. And you can add a pepperoni if you want to. I like the pepperoni in there. And then here's my leftover butter. I've added some garlic to it and some parsley flakes. And I'm going to roll a bunch of dough around the pepperoni and the cheese. And put it in my bundt pan and let it rise. And boy, it's cooking right now. It smells so good. Next thing we're going to make is some sticky buns with pecans. And these sticky buns are just monkey bread that's been coated with dark brown sugar, cinnamon, and roasted pecans. And you mix all that stuff together, and then you take your dough out. This is my second batch of dough. And I started cutting it into little pieces. I put the small pieces in the butter, and I put the larger pieces in another pan to let those rise for rolls. And I just kept filling that pan up with little pieces of dough, and then dumped it all in the sugar and put it all in and shook it around and put it in the bundt pan. And then I buttered the tops of the rolls, and look how pretty they turned out. The less you handle the rolls, the better they look, I think. I don't like to roll them into balls or anything. So, y'all, try this recipe. It's fun and it's easy.
I heard the alarm this morning, but there's no time to snooze. Time to open my eyes, time to moisturize, and tie my lace-up shoes. Soon a friend dropped by to see me. She said, "You're some cleaning whiz. You look so happy and you dress so snappy. Come on, tell me what your secret is." I said, "I'm a fly baby, flapping the looking fine. The kids aren't screaming and this house is gleaming, and wow, that sink sure shines. Well, I still have piles of clutter, 'cause I'm not super
Our woman.
but not downhearted. I'm just getting started, and I jump in where I am, 'cause I'm a fly baby, flapping these pretty wings. I'm a fly baby, sticking to my routines, and it won't be perfect tomorrow, and it won't be perfect next year, but I'm still flying, baby, getting my life in gear. I'm a fly, baby, flapping these pretty wings. I'm a fly, baby, sticking to my routines, and it won't be perfect tomorrow, and it won't be perfect next year, but I'm still flying, baby, getting my life in gear. Oh, get my life in gear. You go, girl.
That's our Fly Baby chorus. Anyway, welcome. Today is Plan and Play Day, but some of you are new here. And I just want to reinforce the fact that we're going to have some fun, that we're going to get things done. Our motto this year is excuses be gone. Be gone. Excuses be gone. Let's have some fun to get things done in 2021. No more excuses. No more whining that you don't have time. But we're here to help you. I know we've all been through a bad year. You know? In relative speaking, we're still here. And that's all that matters. We're still here. Things may have changed a little bit, but we got to get back to basics. And with FlyLady, we're gonna hold your hand all along the way. We're gonna hold your hand. So if you're new here, people ask, where do I start? Well, the first thing you're to do is to get dressed to lace up shoes. Yeah. Get dressed to lace up shoes. And while you're listening to this getting started message, I want you to go get dressed to lace up shoes, unless it's way in the wee hours of the morning like it is in Australia. It's the wee hours of the morning. You need to be in the bed watching this and then get ready to close your eyes and go to sleep. But the main thing here is we're going to help you to let go of those excuses. And those excuses come from your perfectionism. And to take a few minutes, 2 minutes, that's all it takes sometimes, just 2 minutes to get some things done. So get dressed to lace up shoes is the first thing you got to do. Even if you have to pick dirty clothes out of the dirty clothes hamper. Yeah, I know who you are, because you don't have any clean clothes in the house. Put on something that's not quite as fresh as it needs to be. You can always throw it in the dryer and run it for like 5 minutes and it'll get freshened up. But put on your lace-up shoes. Fix your hair. You always feel better when your hair is not looking nasty. Fix your hair. Put on some lipstick. Sometimes that's all you need. Lipstick and earrings. Put on lipstick and earrings. I always have to have my necklace on. My watch. And I'm good to go. Yeah, dirty clothes. We're going to get dressed because you're going to do a load of laundry today. And you're going to put a couple of outfits in the wash machine so you'll have some clean ones tomorrow. But I know you. I know what's hiding under your sink. I know you've got vases and mayonnaise jars and all kinds of good stuff. Lots of cleaning products. Oh my goodness. You have more cleaning products than Carter's got little liver pills. But you got them. And we're going to get some things done today. We are, because I'm going to teach you how to get started. Now, the first thing we tell you to do is to go shine your sink. And people say, why do I have to do that? This whining has got to stop, y'all. Why do I have to do that? Well, it's where I started. It's real simple. It's where I started. And it was just a simple thing my husband asked me to do when we first got married. He said, honey, if you'll just keep one side of the sink empty, I'll make you coffee. And you know, for 24 years, he's made me coffee every morning. Spoils me rotten. But my sink is shining because it's empty. I go to bed with it shining. My grandmother always took her dirty dish towel, the one she used to dry dishes because she never had a dishwasher, and she would dry her dishes, and then she would dry her sink out because she didn't want any spots in her sink. She didn't want spots in her sink. So she had this wonderful, wonderful habit of shining her sink every night when she turned off the kitchen light. And turning off that kitchen light and knowing your kitchen is clean, that is just an amazing feeling. An amazing feeling. So, go shine your sink. Let me tell you how to do that. Get some baking soda, barkeeper's friend, comment. I don't care what you use cleanser-wise. Even if it's just a 3M scrubber. And just buff your sink really well. Now, if it's really nasty, you might have to take the edge of a knife and scrape around the edges of your sink because you could have built up residue of some kind. If you're on a city system, a city sewer system, and you don't have to worry about messing with your septic tank bacteria that makes everything go away, you could add, rinse your sink really well after you've used Comet, and then you could fill it full of hot water and put, half a cup of bleach in there. Let it sit for 30 minutes. And then rinse it down, and there you have it. Your sink is going to be shiny. Now, rinse it really well, and you could take, now, this is going to sound weird, but if you go out in the garage and find some car wax, just a little bit of car wax, you can wax your sink and stuff won't stain it as much. Yeah, it'll work. It'll work. So, taking care of that sink and making it clean and shiny. I spent 2 hours when I first started making that sink. It was a 25-year-old sink. And Robert had built the house in the mid-70s, and it had never been changed. I have a new sink now. And it's quite a blessing to me. And I love my sink. And I keep it shiny every night. The secret, this is going to make you smile, because when you get up in the morning, you walk into your kitchen, and you see that beautiful sink to start your day, you are going to love it. You're going to be energized. That smile is going to come across your face, even if there's just a few dishes in there, because your dishwasher becomes your dirty dish disposal unit, y'all. Your dishwasher becomes the place you put your dirty dishes. And if it's full of clean dishes, the kids aren't going to empty it. So you need to, as soon as the dishwasher runs and gets finished, you need to put those dishes away, right away. And then the dishwasher is ready to receive those dirty dishes from those precious children that are going to learn how to put the dishes in the dishwasher. But if you wake up to, a couple of glasses and a plate in your sink, it's still not bad. It's not bad at all, because your kids learn to put them in the sink. So that's a blessing to you. That is really a blessing. So getting up in the morning, being greeted with this beautiful kitchen, countertops cleaned off, stove clean, floor been swept, all of this makes you smile. And guess what? That smile tells your head that you're happy. And you know what happy does? Happy fills your body with good endorphins. Yeah. And it's amazing. Now, I like to put on a little fun music to go with it, and that's why we have our own little fun music. But those of you who are just getting started, you may want to grab this book. It's on Amazon. It's on our website, FlyLady.net. If you're brand new to us, sign up for our emails. Yeah, go to FlyLady.net. There's a join button in the top left-hand corner and get our emails, because these emails, as much as they may make you mad, they're in your head. They start to sink in right here. And those messages sinking in help you to stay immersed in the FlyLady system. There's a method to my madness, I promise. This is my first book. It used to be hot pink, but the publisher didn't like that color. I kind of like hot pink, y'all. I have on hot pink. This is Sync Reflections. It's my very first book. This is the Bible of FlyLady. It tells you everything about what we do. But I'm going to explain it to you right now. Our system is based upon a morning routine, an afternoon routine, and a before bed routine. These 3 routines keep our home running on automatic pilot. Now you say, how could that be? Houses don't clean themselves. No, but you get up in the morning, and when you start establishing the simple habits that we're going to walk you through in a year's time, you're going to be blown away at how much of your house cleaning is automatic inside of you. So let's try it. Let's think about this for a second. When you wake up in the morning, well, the first thing I do is I'm laying in bed. So I try to remember my dreams. This is fun. Try to remember, sort of go through what I woke up dreaming about. And then I pull my covers up to my chinny chin chin, and I slide out the side. My bed's practically made up before I get out of the bed, because it has to be. Because I have to go to the bathroom right quick, especially if I haven't gotten up in the middle of the night, which is really good. I go to the bathroom and I get dressed. I have laid my clothes out the night before, and my shoes are there, my necklace is there, my earrings are there, my glasses are all there. Everything is right there for me to get ready in the morning. And it takes me about 10 minutes, if that. Wow. I'm dressed. And while I'm in the bathroom, I do something we call swish and swipe. I take my purple rag. I wipe down my mirror, because I'm a good girl. I floss every night. Looking at myself in the mirror, and you know those dental floss home runs can really fly high. And so I wipe down my mirror. I put my makeup and stuff away. I don't have much. I have lipstick and a little dry concealer, little powder. It's about all I use anymore. And I put everything away that I've gotten out. I take my morning meds, because they're sitting right there. I check my calendar, because it's right there. And I'm ready to start my day. I grab a load of laundry, head to the washing machine, because it's in the basement. And it's a small load. It doesn't have to be a big load. It's a small load of laundry. And I get the washing machine booted up, ready to go. Then I go to the kitchen, and if the dishwasher needs emptying, I empty the dishwasher. If it doesn't, I don't eat in the morning. I fast all morning long, and I don't eat until about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, because I just get more stuff done. I'm energized when my body is not having to digest food. And so I've learned about fasting, and that's the one thing in mine and Leanne's book, Body Clutter. that we didn't include in this book, but intermittent fasting is good. So I've written 4 books. You've seen 3 of them so far. And this is my last book. And it was kind of written for my millennials. People that have like to read little bits of things. You can open this book anywhere and get something good out of it. And it was a fun book to write because I wrote it in baby steps. I really did. So that's kind of your morning routine. You don't want to make it so big that you can't get things done because you're just overwhelmed. But it's one step after another. It's the dance to your day. And while the coffee's brewing, I've grabbed my mop or my feather duster and I'm running around the house for the 2 or 3 minutes that it takes for the coffee to brew. And you never have to see dirt again, y'all. You never have to see dirt again because you're going to stay on top of it. You're going to stay right on top of it. So my afternoon routine, I try to make any phone calls early in the afternoon. I've got an 11 o'clock appointment with you every day, except for Sundays. And I have videos to get posted on on different platforms everywhere. I have all this stuff that I do to take care of you, to help you to find us. Because we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on brighteon.com, we're on Podbeam, we're on Apple Podcast, but the videos are on the other platforms. Apple doesn't allow video podcasts, or if they have, I haven't seen it yet. We're on Locals, we're on BitChute, so we're everywhere. And it just keeps it simple, y'all. It keeps it simple. And I get those things done. I'm working on tomorrow's messages that are going to go out in email. And every afternoon at 5:30, you get a flight plan for tomorrow, 5:30 Eastern Time. You get a flight plan for tomorrow. And it tells you what we're doing. So today is plan and play day. Tuesday is always plan and play day. So with the FlyLady system, then it rolls down, get something started for dinner as part of your morning routine. Afternoon routine, make sure everything's going like it needs to go. You can do all your chopping and everything in the morning. You can put it in your Instapot in the afternoon late, and in no time you got a meal. So you're baby stepping your way to feeding your family. You're baby stepping your way to taking care of you. And then here's the key to keeping your kitchen clean and that sink shining. Always, when you're in the kitchen, start with a sink full of hot, soapy water. That is a way to clean as you go. Clean as you go. And your kitchen is going to look good. Always start with an empty dishwasher. Even if you're just going in there to bake cookies with the kids, always have an empty dishwasher first because everything goes in the dish. You're cleaning as you go. That keeps you from having a major explosion in your kitchen because you're in a hurry. That's where the explosions happen. You cook on high and you're in a hurry. Don't do it. Yesterday, I cooked hamburger meat and Italian sausage together and made this beautiful mixture with onions and lots of herbs and spices and garlic. The house was smelling like some fancy restaurant somewhere. Robert said, "What is that aroma?" He loved it. And I made a pasta sauce last night that I'd never made before. It's kind of like a vodka sauce, but it didn't have vodka in it. And he loved it. So nothing says I love you like dinner cooking. And I cooked on low all day long in my iron skillet. And I was so happy because it made him happy. Blessing others. That clean kitchen can do that. So get dinner started. And then while you're cooking, have your sink full of hot soapy water. Don't drop knives down into that hot soapy water. Leave them beside the sink. And you can wash them as you need them. And then put the trash away as you make the trash. I keep an old Ziploc bag handy to put onion skins and all kinds, onion peels, potatoes, all kinds of different things in that bag. And then I zip it up and I throw it away. Yeah, I don't like wet trash at all in my trash can. Nope. So when it comes time to clean up from dinner, all you really got to do is put your plates in the dishwasher. And your kitchen is clean because you cleaned as you've gone. You've cleaned as you cooked. There's nothing better than that. And then you can start your before bed routine right after dinner. Kids need baths. You need a shower. You may have to stage it different ways. Some people like to take their shower in the morning. I don't. I want to use my bath time as my prayer time and my relaxation time. That's what I want to do, y'all. That's what I want to do. And I pick my clothes out, but I kind of pick my clothes out as I've done the laundry. I put the outfits together and they're just kind of stacked. I file them in a Rubbermaid bin that's a drawer in my bathroom. So my clothes are actually in my bathroom. And I pick out a pair of slacks and a shirt, and I try to mix the colors up as much as possible. If I can remember what I wore yesterday, sometimes I have to look in the dirty clothes. And I've got my clothes picked out. I look at my calendar to see what's on for tomorrow. If I have a doctor's appointment, which I'm not having any doctor's appointments right now because I haven't been sick in almost 2 years. And I've been staying safe from this COVID mess. But check your appointments. See what you got. Have you got an interview? Sometimes I have interviews to do. I check my calendar. If you're going to be out and about, you need to check your weather too. And if you've got an early morning appointment, you may have to take a dry erase marker and write on your bathroom mirror to remind you that you have an appointment in the morning, because Swish and Swipe is going to take it right off. So you've got your morning, your afternoon, and your before bed routine. And then your before bed routine should include this one thing. Go to bed at a decent hour. I was in bed by midnight last night, y'all. I looked at Robert. No, that was night before last. I looked at Robert and I said, the pod people have not invaded, I promise, honey. He said, who are you coming to bed at midnight? But, midnight's a good time for me. Good time. Okay, so I have a little routine for my face. I have eye saline that I put in because my eyes get stressed. I spend 15 hours on the computer. Intermittent, I'm up and doing things all during the day. I have earplugs I have to put in. I have some nose spray I have to do because I like to keep my sinuses moist. And I have chapstick to put on. Take my earrings off. I take my watch off and put it on the charge. That charger is in the bathroom. I can actually see the time when I get up in the morning or get up in the middle of the night because it wiggles for some reason, and I walk in the room and it knows I'm there. So that's our daily stuff. And you can put it on Post-it notes. You can put it in a simple control journal. I don't have one up here. But just a little photo album with 4x6, note cards in it. Morning routine, afternoon routine, before bed routine. I had Post-it notes on my bathroom mirror for years. And it worked. It worked. Anyway, that's our daily routines. Now, the other part of our system that works is we have basic weekly plan. So here it is. Got your pen and paper? Get it right quick. Monday, we bless our homes. Weekly home blessing. We do it on the show. We do 2-minute blessings on the show instead of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. We do 2 minutes. But guess what? You can get a bunch of stuff done. You can get a whole lot of stuff done in 2 minutes. You just don't realize how much you can get done until you try it. So we do weekly home blessing on Mondays. Sometimes we do it again on Fridays because you're recovering from the weekend and then you're preparing for the weekend. And sometimes we do that on the show on Fridays. We have Tuesday is plan and play day. Today is the day you check your inventory of your food that you need to cook because it's been in the refrigerator for a week. And then go start making your menus for the rest of this week if you didn't do it last week, for the rest of this week and next week. And here is the key to menu planning. It's a calendar. It's a calendar with plenty of space. Let me get March up here. Plenty of space, y'all. Plenty of space. Write your menu plan down. It's simple. You have like maybe Mexican Monday and something else on Tuesday. Wednesday is surprise chicken with cleaning out your refrigerator. So we have a day for everything. Tuesday is our plan and play day. And then we do something fun to reward ourselves for making those menus. So we know what food we're going to cook. Now during the pandemic, I've been getting food, meats and things from Butcher Box and Moink. Well, I haven't gotten Butcher Box. Leanne gets Butcher Box, but I gave Butcher Box as a gift for someone at Christmas, and they love it. They love it. And I also do Misfits Market, which is vegetables. We need our fresh veggies. No more pizza 3 times a week. If we have the food in our house, we can cook and we can plan menus around that. And if you never have done an inventory of all the food in your freezer, you'll be surprised at how many meals you can plan out of just what's in your freezer. My little friend Joy did that a few weeks ago. Money was tight with COVID and stuff, and her hours hadn't been cut, but her pay was cut. And so she's had to make do, and she's had to go to places that give food away, and she's had to plan menus around that. So folks, plan menus around what you've got in your freezer. She took inventory of her freezer and she came up with 13 or 14 meals she could cook out of that freezer. Imagine that. You've probably got that too. That's money you can save by not just going to the store, because every time you walk in the store, you're going to spend $50. But if you don't have to go to the store, you're good. You're good. So plan your menus around that. It's a good thing. That's what Tuesday does. Wednesday is always anti-procrastination day. Do you want to know why you procrastinate? You procrastinate because of your perfectionism. You tell yourself you don't have time to do it right now, but you don't finish the sentence. You don't have time to do it like your mama did it, or you don't have time to get it right. You don't have 8 hours. Well, you think it's going to take 8 hours when you can spend 2 minutes. So anytime you hear yourself say, I don't have time, set your timer. 2 minutes. You can do anything for 15 minutes, but you can really do anything for 2 minutes. So if your child comes up to you and you hear these words come out of your mouth and they say, Mommy, will you read me a Dr. Seuss book? Yeah, you knew I'd go there. You sit down and you hear yourself say, honey, I don't have time right now. You need to sit down with that Dr. Seuss book and read that book to your baby. It won't take long, and you will enjoy it, and they will enjoy it. So, whenever those words cross your lips or come across your mind, you need to do exactly what you said you didn't have time for. You got that? That's your cue to do what you said you didn't have time to do, because your perfectionism, which perfectionism is from the devil, it's to keep you separated from your family. It really is. It's to make things crazy in your house. You've been there. You're trying to get out of the crazy right now. You're really trying to get uncrazed. We're trying to do things in a systematic order that is going to make you happy. You can be happy. You really can. These routines do this. So Wednesday's always anti-procrastination night. What's the one thing you procrastinate about? Cleaning out your refrigerator. So clean out your refrigerator, folks. Do it. And then when you've got your grocery list and payday rolls around and you can go buy groceries, then you are good to go. Your refrigerator is ready to receive those groceries. Your freezer is ready. Right now, I need to reorganize my freezer upstairs. And Robert's been taking some things downstairs, and I'm going to get a bin for just burger meat and meatloaf and stuff, and a bin for chicken, and a bin for vegetables. I have side by side. So that's on my list to do today, to take inventory of my freezer. Thursday is our errand day. If you've got some errands to run, don't wait till the weekend. Run them on your way home from work, or let the kids stay with their dad for a little while and go run an errand. You know, what is that errand? Do you need to go to the drugstore? Go do it. Get it done. And then it's going to save your weekends for fun. Friday is always our day to clean out our car, clean out our purse, and plan something for date night. And do it. You know, date night can be as simple as sitting on the back porch watching the sun go down, especially if it's getting warmer in your area. Date night can be movie night. Pick a movie out. We watched a dud of a movie last night. I mean, it was a dud. I told Robert he didn't get any points for that movie. None. The night before last, we watched a good movie. I picked it out. But get a playlist going of fun movies to watch. Maybe one's a chick flick one week and one's a one of those car crash movies, the racing movies, or some fun that you don't particularly like, but your husband might. And it makes date night special. Saturday is always family fun day. Family fun day. Plan something. Get out in the world. Go for a hike. Right now, today, my daughter-in-law got her little niece. Her little niece, Sophie, is staying the week with her. A week. She doesn't get to stay by herself much with her Aunt Emily. But they went to Memphis and picked her up and brought her back home. And they're going on a hike today. They're planning this hike already. Just to get out into the world and have some fun in a sunbeam. Plan something on Saturday. Plan something on Saturday to do with your family. Get out into the world. You can be safe and be out in the world. You can. And then Sunday is Renew Your Spirit Day. You know, I like to study the Bible. I like to look at my favorite preachers on Sunday. I take my time and I get deep into something. A few weeks ago, I studied about the Lewis Isle Revival. If you've never studied that, look it up on YouTube. There's an account of it from a pastor that was recorded, that was there. And it I mentioned it to my niece Brooke yesterday. It's amazing. The whole two little old ladies in their 80s, and one of them was blind. Got down on their knees and prayed for a revival for the young people of their island in Scotland. It's just a beautiful encounter. I had cold chills the whole time listening to this hour sermon. So Sunday is renew our spirit. Take time for you. Recharge your personal batteries so that you're ready for the next week. So that's our basic weekly plan. Now, here's the big thing to FlyLady. Big thing. We have to declutter every single day. And sometimes it's 5 minutes in the morning. Sometimes it's 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in the evening. We have lots of fun ways to declutter. 27 fling boogies, 5-minute room rescues, run around the house with a garbage bag and start throwing things away. But you got to declutter something every day, every single day. Because clutter has built up in our house. It becomes this cocoon that keeps us caged. And we need to break out of that cocoon. And to do that, we have to get things out of the house. You can, if you learn nothing else from this video, it's this little saying. You can't organize clutter. You have to get rid of it. Say it again. You can't organize clutter. You have to get rid of it. And it has to go out the door. That's why having your shoes on your feet gets it out to the car. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. When you start getting rid of the clutter, your house is going to feel bigger. It's going to be easier to keep clean because you're not going to have as much stuff to mess with. If the kids' toys are decluttered, you're going to have more room for them to play. And that's a testimony I want to tell you about at tea time. Room to dance. Writing that down so I can remember it today. Room to dance. So folks, that's our basic weekly plan. Now, each week, if you look at a calendar, let me pull up a calendar, August. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks that go across the month. 5 of them. This week, we are in zone 2. This week was zone 1. And a little bit, when the month falls at the first of the week, it's kind of weird. But zone 2 is a full week, zone 3 is a full week, zone 4 is a full week, and zone 5 is a few days, and then we have the rest of the week is zone 1. Zone 1, got your pencil and paper? Get it out. Be ready to take notes if you like to take notes. I don't, but let's take some notes. Zone 1 is your front porch. It's what people see when they walk up to your house. Your front porch, your dining room, and the entrance of your home. 3 little areas. Front porch, entrance, and dining room. Bam! Zone 1. Zone 2 is always your kitchen. That means we declutter, we reorganize drawers, we get rid of cookbooks we haven't used in a long time because we can get all the recipes we want online. I keep my main cookbooks. I have some focus cookbooks. Just keep your favorite ones. And one time I almost decluttered Robert's favorite one. Oh my, that would not have been good. His cookie cookbook, but that's another story. I'll have to put this down on the list. Cookie cookbook. I'm coming up with lots of tea time things. Zone 3 is your main bathroom. And people say, well, I got more rooms than that in the house. Well, you've all got a main bathroom that company would use. You also got your bathroom in your master bedroom that nobody sees because it's nasty. So, zone 3 is your main bathroom, and we pick another room that week, uh, either a child's room, a laundry room, your craft room, which is a total disaster, your basement. We just pick another room, or you can pick another room to do some simple things like decluttering and clearing out some stuff. Zone 4 is your master bedroom. Yeah, the bedroom you sleep in. That's the master bedroom. I don't care which room it is, but it's your room because it's the worst room in the house. So we do some detailed cleaning in there, like cleaning some window sills, getting some cobwebs, doing some things in there that you don't do every day. You make your bed every day. You can do your floors every day, but you don't clean out the window sills, and mine have gotten pretty bad this winter. So I'm going to be cleaning out window sills in a couple of weeks. But I'm not pushing myself to do it all at once. I'm taking my time, taking these baby steps, working my way through the zones. Zone 4 is your master bedroom closet. Yeah, your walk-in closet, which is a total disaster. And your master bedroom bathroom, which nobody can get in. And you lock the door behind you if you've got company. Zone 5, that's your living room. And usually zone 5 and zone 1 occur in the same week. You got it? Zone 5 and zone 1, same week. And that's your zones. Now, we don't try to do our whole detailed cleaning list all week long. We just do 5-minute missions, and I'll give them to you in the flight plan every day for what to do. And I'll give you a kid mission in the flight plan if you've got children, because they need to learn responsibility for their own rooms. And at the first of every month, you need to declutter toys and rotate them in and out, because toys become a major source of problems in your home. Toys, papers, and dirty clothes. That is the problem areas. Now, each month we've done zones. Now, each month we practice a new habit. Psychologists tell us it takes 21 days to create a new habit, to establish this habit. Oh my goodness. They are so wrong. They're wrong. Because if you're a perfectionist, if you miss a day, you throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, FlyLady's not for me. No, she's not for me. But if you have a little grace in your life, because you know the good Lord has some grace. If you have a little grace for yourself, then if you miss a day, you just jump back in like you never missed a day. Quit beating yourself up, because we are our own worst enemy. Our own worst enemy. So, January, we practice shining our sinks, and we all need a refresher course on that from time to time. You can start it right now. February is decluttering, 15 minutes every day. That's all you got to do, 15 minutes every day. 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening. Bam. And sometimes it's in your closet. You're going to declutter 5 items. Keep it simple. We don't do the Marie stuff, because you don't pull everything out of your closet and try it all on. That's just crazy. You know what fits you and what doesn't. Yeah, I said it. That woman is not for my fly babies, because she makes them nuts. They already have a hard time, and then to have them pull everything out of their closet in their bedroom floor, this just isn't right. Now, March is getting dressed to lace up shoes. You got it? Getting dressed to lace up shoes. Every day. First thing in the morning. Don't wait till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Do it when you first get up. It's amazing what you can get done. when you're dressed to lace up shoes. You don't mind taking the trash out. Don't do it in your robe. Get dressed to lace up shoes. Be ready for somebody to come to your door. April is making our bed every day. That's what our habit is going to be next month, is we're going to practice making our bed every day. And you're going to make your bed and you're not even going to know you've made it. I've already mentioned this once in this video. Pull your covers up to your chinny chin chin and slide out the side, and your bed's practically made before you even get out of it. If you're not rushing around in a hurry when you first wake up and you overslept, bam, your bed's made. May is moving for 15 minutes. I mean, moving your body, taking a walk down your driveway. One lady told me yesterday, Condo, she says, I'm going to walk down to this. She has this window that she puts history stuff in. And she says, it's 6 minutes from my house. I'm going to walk down there. I'm going to rearrange the window, even if I just clean the window on the storefront, and make it pretty. And then I'll walk back. 15 minutes of moving every day. Getting in the habit of getting up and moving. My watch tells me how much I'm moving. If I set my timer every 15 minutes to get up and do something in the house, I have completed my circles by 6 o'clock at night. If I do that. Yes, everybody loves Conda. I love Conda. She's precious. She is so precious. Conda is a FlyLady. She works for my nephew, Alexander, and she mentors people who need a little hand-holding on FlyLadyPremium.com. He also has built an app called FlyLady Plus, and we have the Messenger app, which is for people who don't want to get emails. Go figure. But you have to pay for it. Yeah, it's something I spend a lot of time every day working on that. So, here we go. May is moving 15 minutes every day. June is drinking your water. Our water bottle sale is ending on March the 17th. So get it now. It's $14.95. Keeps your water cold. It keeps your tea hot. But be careful. Pour your tea into a cup instead of drinking it out of the bottle. July is Swish and Swipe. We have our Swish and Swipe pack. Let me get it right here. Well, this is our Swisher and Vase pack that's on sale right now for $10.95. You need one of these in every bathroom of your home. And soap is soap, so I pour old shampoos or Dawn dishwashing liquid in my vase. Yep, that's what I do. The Swish and Swipe pack has purple rags with it. Right now, all our purple rags are on a BOGO, except for the pink ones. They went off a month ago. So you see, those habits for each month. August, our habit is doing a load of laundry every day. You can start that right now. Doing a load of laundry every day. A load of laundry each day keeps Mount Washmore at bay. I like my little cliches, y'all. You do a load of laundry, you never have to see the piles of dirty laundry again. But don't get obsessive and be taking clothes off of kids before they're finished playing, you know? August, September. September's habit. What is September's habit? Okay, somebody. September's habit is our before bed routine. It's practicing our before bed routine. Now, just write down 3 things you need to do. Check your calendar. Check the weather. Brush your teeth. That's 3 things. And then you add to them as you get them. I have a little habit that I do for my before bed routine. Before I start walking to the bedroom, I go eyes, ears, nose, mouth. Did I get those things done? Mouth is nighttime medications, supplements. I don't really take a lot of medication. But yeah, there you go. Bam. Before bed routine, practice for a whole month of September. That's to get ready for going to school. Because we set up our launch pad, we do lots of things as part of our before bed routine. Get ready for the next day. That's what the routine, it's the most important routine of the whole day. October is our paper clutter. We have paper everywhere, everywhere. So let's clear out our paper clutter. Let's get the things done that we need to do to clear off those hot spots, because every hot spot has paper growing like rabbits, y'all. Rabbits. So let's get rid of the rabbits. Let's clear it off. Put something beautiful on your hot spot. Or put a sign that says put it away, don't put it here. The reason you hold on to your paper clutter, you want to know the key to getting rid of your paper clutter is a fireplace. A fireplace or a fire pit. And it's getting to be pretty weather outside now. We're kind of dry right here right now, so we wouldn't be burning anything outside in a fire pit because we have one over on the ridge. But we can burn things in the fireplace. That's where you get rid of that paper clutter. Or get somebody to buy you, or you go buy yourself an industrial shredder. They run around $100. Yep, go get a shredder and just start shredding the papers. Because most of them are trash. 95% of it is trash. And you're holding on to it because you don't know what's in the pile. So start going through it 6 inches at a time. Clearing off one hot spot at a time, dealing with one room at a time, because each room has several hot spots in it. So one flat surface, we all need architect's desks that are at a 45-degree angle. Some people love their shredders, yes they do. So, we're dealing with paper clutter in October. November, menu planning. Take inventory of what's in your freezer. Eat out of your freezer as much as you can in November to save money so that Christmas isn't going to cost you a fortune and you're not going to jack up your credit cards. Eat out of your freezer. Do it. And then December is pampering yourself. Pampering yourself every day. Doing something, it's my gift to you. Do your fingernails. Do the hand thing that Mary Kay taught us, was scrub your hand with Epsom salt or some kind of facial scrub on your hands. And then lather them down in coconut oil and good stuff, and then put some gloves on, and you'll have the softest hands ever. Now, I don't like to put too much lotion on my hands. At night when I'm doing my chapstick, I usually run my chapstick across my cuticles. Makes it great. So you see, we've got 12 months of practicing different habits. November is menu planning. Somebody asked, what is it? November is menu planning. And 12 months of practicing these habits, then you can start piggybacking things onto those to become routines. So as Liz put this one time, and I just thought it was brilliant. Habits, string them into routines, and then your routines become your habits. That's FlyLady in a nutshell. Practicing these simple routines, morning, afternoon, evening, a basic weekly plan, a zone for each week, and bam, you're flying. January is keeping your sink clean and shiny. It's always the first habit when you start. We always renew that habit every January. So you see, it's quite simple. You just have to do it. Follow along with us. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you name it, we're there. Because I want to diversify as much as possible. We don't ever know when Facebook's going to go belly up. Yeah, I said it. So, folks, you can do this. You really can. It's what flying's all about. It's what flying is all about. Is loving yourself through this process. And when your home is in order, you're shining. You're wonderful. So, folks, what do you got to lose? You don't have anything to lose. Try it. Try it. I'll see you at 3 o'clock and I'll talk to you about dancing. Yeah, we're going to talk about dancing. Okay, folks. See you later. Share this video. Our coupon code is FUN2021. And just let people know it's not as hard as it seems. We give you a mission every day. We tell you what to do. I'm bossy like that. I really am. I love you all. I'll see you. Hey everybody, it's time to make your favorite pot roast. And I like to use a slow cooker for mine. I start with 3 pounds of a rump roast with some soy sauce and my very special secret ingredient, better than bouillon. I use 1 cup of flour, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a dash, maybe a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I like a little hot to my stuff. Adds a little flavor. Put some olive oil or any kind of oil you like in a skillet. You need plenty of oil, so don't be afraid to use it. And you take your pot roast and you put it in that bag of flour and seal it up with a little air in it so you got a ball to toss around. And don't get too rigorous with this because you can bust a bag, but pat the flour onto the roast and put it in your medium-high skillet. Now we're going to brown every side of the roast. It doesn't have to be super brown, but it just needs to be brown to kind of sear in the juices. And also to make the gravy for your pot roast, because a pot roast is only as good as the gravy you make to put on it. That's the truth. Put your pot roast in the crock pot, and now we're going to start to make the gravy. Now, add some more oil if you need to, and we're going to take the flour that was in the bag, because that should be enough. You put a cup, and put that into the oil. Make sure you got some water handy because we're going to use about 4 cups of it, and we're going to stir this flour around in the skillet to get it brown more. You might have to add a little more oil, but that's okay. Just keep stirring, and it'll get sizzly, and it'll start to change colors a little bit. Now, add a dollop of this better than bouillon and get it melted in there, stirring it around on medium-low heat. Just keep stirring till it gets incorporated. And here's the secret. Don't add too much water at one time. 1 cup at a time or even less. And do it on this medium-low heat because we don't cook on high at FlyLady. So keep adding another cup until it gets incorporated. It'll get thicker and thicker. And just keep stirring. And it'll get smooth again, and it'll get... Now I'm going to add some soy sauce because it needs a little salt to it. And it doesn't matter if you use plain flour or self-rising flour, but it's going to need a little salt, and the soy sauce adds that to it. So get it all smooth, and then we're going to add that to our slow cooker. Now, it can be thick, it can be thin. It doesn't matter because it's going to cook. The pot roast is going to cook in this liquid, and it is going to make your pot roast taste amazing. Now, you might want a taste of it. Just a little taste of it right now, just to make sure you like the flavor, because it might need a little more salt. Trust your taste buds. Now, wash a few potatoes. I like to keep the potato skins on because they stay together in the pot. If you take the potato skins, if you peel them, it makes for mushy stuff, and I don't like mushy. Now, and I forgot to slice up the onions to put in the gravy. I usually do it while it's in the skillet, so I'm just going to add it right here to the slow cooker. Just you can't make a mistake. That's just all it is. It's imperfect cooking at its best. So just add the onions. Onions give it great flavor. And it doesn't take long to add them. I just like to slice them right off in little slivers and throw them in there and then stir it all around. Just don't be afraid to make a mistake. Half of cooking is, messing up, and that's okay. We just keep sampling it a little bit and get it the way we like it. Sometimes I holler at Robert to come in the kitchen and I need your taste buds, honey, and he comes in and tells me what I need to do. Or he'll add something to it. We play a little game like that. So it's always fun to be in the kitchen. We have a kitchen that is more than a one-butt kitchen. And we can both be in there at the same time. This pot roast is going to make your house smell wonderful. It's just going to be amazing. And getting dinner in the crock pot ready to go frees you up this afternoon to kind of, if you want to take a nap, whatever you want to do. So stir those onions into the gravy. Add those potatoes to it. And your crock pot's going to be good and full. I have a 7-quart crock pot. Scrub your carrots. I don't even like to peel the carrots because they have a really thin skin on them. But scrub them with a little scouring pad. Cut the ends off. And start poking those into the gravy. And before you know it, in 4 hours on high and 8 hours on low, you're going to have a pot roast. And be sure and look up my biscuit recipe and make some biscuits to go along with this, because you're going to want to put some gravy over those biscuits. You're going to like this recipe. Come on in, folks. It's time to party. Let me see. What are we going to play? I think we're going to play one of Jessica's cheers for women and men.
I'm flying and so proud, soaring high above the crowd. I will smile and shout out loud, go me, go me, go me. I will bless my house today, having fun along the way. I can't wait to start my day. Go me, go me, go me. I can do it. There's nothing to it. I'm flying through it. Go me, go me. With a smile upon my face, I will quicken the pace, knowing I can win this race. Go me, go me, go me. 15 minutes is all I've got, but I'm not gonna stop until I beat the clock. Go me, go me, go me. I can do it. There's nothing to it. I'm flying through it. Go me, go me. I'm flying and so proud, soaring high above the crowd. I will smile and shout out loud. Go me, go me, go me. I'm flying and so proud, soaring high above the crowd. I will smile and shout out loud. Go me, go me, go me. Go me, go me, go me.
Wait for it. Wait for it. I love that last note. We don't have to be perfect to have a fun song. We don't have to be perfect to get our house clean. We don't have to be perfect, to feel good about ourselves. So that's what Go Me is all about. So get on in here, folks. It's it's Thursday afternoon. We had a great question and answer session this morning. But now it's time to do a little planning for the weekend. Sunday is the big game. I know a lot of you are going to be watching it. Maybe some of you don't really care about the big game. You just care about your family being happy and having food. Well, that's what we're doing at our house. We're not really watching the big game. I only really like to watch it when I knew somebody that was a part of the big game. And a kid that I used to take home from football practice, he became the general manager of the New York Giants. And we were all so proud of him. And his name was Jerry Reese. And now he's no longer with the team, but he won 2 of those big games when he was with them, and won the first year he was there. So we loved Jerry. I don't know what Jerry's doing now, but he was an amazing. He was an he was just a good kid, and I liked taking him home for football practice. Justin's dad drove the bus and drove other kids, but he lived way out. So I would meet the bus, and when I got off work and they got off practice, I would meet the bus, pick Jerry up, and take him, and then I'd be back home before Justin's dad ever got home. So Jerry was a fine kid and a great man. I still follow him sometimes when I see him on Facebook. But he was in my sister Dina's class, and he was the quarterback for our state championship team. So we got this big game coming up. I don't even know who's playing. I think the Rams are playing, and Cincinnati. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm seeing the Bengals and the Rams. So I'm seeing the 2 animals and in my head. But you got to cook if you're going to cook for them. This morning, I recycled my heart attack baked beans, which are to die for if you haven't had them. And I'm going to tell you how to make them. And they can be sort of the basis for any meal you got going on. But you got to start making your plans. You need lots of paper plates. I like, when I'm doing a party, I want those oval paper plates. Those big Chinette paper plates. They're my favorite paper plates, especially if I'm doing shrimp boil or something like that. That's a fun party in the summertime. But the heart attack baked beans, the video's out there. You can check it out on our YouTube channel. It's real simple. You fry some bacon up, and I like to cut my bacon up into pieces, not just strips of bacon, because I use a whole package of bacon. I like my bacon in my beans. And if you're making a lot of beans, if you got a lot of people coming, you need plenty of bacon. So I usually use a 2-pound package of bacon and slice it up and put it in a skillet and get it cooked. And then you can add the onions, a couple of onions to it. Chop them up, put them in there, get them cooked. Then you add some brown sugar. And brown sugar, it doesn't take much, but you can put some brown sugar in there and it'll kind of get caramelized, melt the sugar in the grease and in the bacon grease and everything. That's why they're heart attack baked beans. And I have done these baked beans for 100 people at a wedding, at my sister Dina's wedding. I put together everything it was going to take for these baked beans. And I cooked it all in the crock pot, but with no beans in it. And then I just took the cans of beans with me. So I froze all the fixings. That was what I'm telling you how to make right now. So after you add the brown sugar and you dissolve it, you put some ketchup in there. And if you're making a lot, you might have to use almost a bottle of ketchup. And then you put some mustard in on top of that. And you can add a little Worcestershire if you want to. Stir it all up together. It becomes this orangey color. If you're going to eat them today, you can make them ahead of time and put them in the refrigerator or in the freezer, and then you can thaw them up and put the beans with them. But I use 2 big cans, the tall cans, not the big fat cans like they use in the lunchroom, but the tall cans, and drain the juice off of it because you're making a replacement juice. Think of these fixins for the beans as replacement juice for the pork and beans. So a can of pork and beans, I use 2 of them. You'll have about that much liquid on the top. Just drain the liquid off and put it together. You can put it in a crock pot and let it cook in the crock pot for 3 or 4 hours before the game starts. And they'll be great. They'll be wonderful. They'll be good. They'll be excited to have these beans. Another thing that people like is burgers. You can always make a burger bar, and you can make these burgers, and you can tell my son, he likes bacon too. So I've just recycled one of his videos where he was really talking to the guys about helping in the kitchen. And so he showed us how he makes burgers. And he cooks them in some bacon grease. That's my son. What can I say? Cooks them in some bacon grease, and then he's cooking them on the grill, on a griddle pan where he's cooked some bacon, because he's going to make something healthy too, because Emily makes sure there's always something healthy on their table. And so they shredded some Brussels sprouts and put some bacon in those and cook them on the grill. And then that's their side dish instead of French fries. But you can have French fries every once in a while. And then he takes the patty that's been cooked in the bacon grease and puts it on the grill. And then it's practically done right then. And then he starts adding the different types of cheeses: pepper jack, Swiss, feta. He just makes a different cheddar. He just makes all kinds of different cheeses on there. And he takes the buns and he rolls them around the bacon grease and puts them on the grill and toasts them. So you've got this big, greasy cheeseburger that then you add the lettuce, tomato, the pickles. You got to have pickles. You have to have pickles. Mustard, ketchup, all the stuff you need on this. And you make this big old burger bar. That's fun. Another fun thing is making fajitas. Justin makes a lot of fajitas. And he just takes a flank steak and marinates it and cooks it on the grill. And then he slices it up. He does chicken breast the same way and slices them up. And it just he has a wonderful basis for fajitas. And then you've got all the fixings. You've got shredded cheese. I'm going to pull that video after a while and put that up there. So you've got the baked beans. You might need some nachos on top of that. So you got to have some chips and dip and just some fun things to eat, because they say we consume a lot of calories on Super Bowl Sunday. Anyway, so we got to have some fun with it, y'all. Have some fun. If you feed them, they'll come. And maybe think about dessert. Maybe you want to do an ice cream bar. Now, how would you do that? Well, you have nuts and coconut and chocolate chips and all kinds of things to make sundaes, chocolate syrup. And then you can take your dishes and ahead of time, put the scoops of ice cream in the dishes and freeze them. Yeah, you might need to take up a shelf in your freezer. But get it all done ahead of time so you're not having to do it. You get the ice cream dishes out, and then you can start making your ice cream sundaes. Fun for the kids and for you. Maybe have some cookies to go with that. So if you feed them, they'll come. And if you have something they really like to eat, because My baked beans are always eaten, every one to the last drop. I mean, to the last drop. There's never any left over when I take them someplace. It's my go to potluck. And that's another fun thing to do. You can do a potluck with people bringing some dish. Maybe somebody's going to bring I can't say it, charcuterie platter with lots of snacky poos, and then somebody else bring a big plate of cookies and desserts and brownies. And yeah, those are other things. You can have some brownies to make sundaes with, and different things. Just having fun around food and football and family. Does it get any better than that? It doesn't. It doesn't. So y'all take some time today to sort of plan your menus, what you got to have. You need lots of napkins. Maybe you want to do some wings. Let me tell you a shortcut to doing wings. I bought some Sweet Baby Ray's teriyaki sauce because our Pizza Hut no longer has teriyaki wings. So we buy the wings naked. Naked, I tell you, naked. And when they get here, I put a little teriyaki sauce in the little container and shake them up, and we got our teriyaki wings. We're so happy. Now you can buy the hot stuff, or you can buy the barbecue sauce. But here's what you can do: you can take a whole big tray of wings, and you can make your own wings, y'all. I know you don't believe this, but you can get packages of chicken wings, and you can cut the little flippy end off, put them in a pot and cook them for broth, and then you can take the little drumette and the other part and season them up real good and put them in the oven and bake them. Then you're not frying them, you're baking them. And you can put them on a rack so it lifts them up and gets all the sides at one time. And you can do 20 or 30 or 40 at one cooking in the oven. And then you can toss them in the buffalo sauce or barbecue sauce or teriyaki sauce. Put them in a bowl and toss them around and serve them up. You don't have to buy them. The wings have gone up so much in our air fryer for the wings. I've never used an air fryer, but that's what an oven is, especially if you have a convection oven, which will crisp them up. It does great. And you need lots of paper towels. I buy the boxes of paper towels, and I would just put them everywhere because people need paper towels when they're eating wings. So y'all, plan this stuff out. Paper towels. You might want some plastic utensils and stuff because you don't want to do it. You need a big garbage can with a big garbage bag in there. And what are you going to drink? Make something festive, like some lemonade. There'll be people there that won't want the alcoholic stuff. So you got to have some stuff for the people that don't want to imbibe, I think is the word. So plan this food. Saying this for you. Kinder, you're so right. Great minds think alike. Yeah, air fryer, I think they're dangerous sitting on the countertop. I think they could burn your countertop unless you put them on a tile. But the main thing is it's an oven. It's an oven. I have two ovens. I have my regular 30-inch oven, and then Robert's oven is his cookie oven, but it's convection. So that's where I roast my turkey, I roast my chickens. It's a convection oven. And it's just hot air blowing around, which is a good thing. So you can make french fries. Other things that I don't like something that has me standing over it all the time. You can do barbecue. There's some great recipes out there for Eastern style Carolina barbecue where you cook the pork roast in your crock pot, then you take it all off the bone, and then you put some vinegar and some seasonings in it and cook it some more, and you've got this Eastern style barbecue, or you can turn it into Western style barbecue with some sweet baby rays. Yep, little smokies are good. We used to call them hot sauce weenies. And mother would mix up. The kids always loved this at Christmas dinner. She would mix up grape jelly and ketchup, but you can do grape jelly and barbecue sauce too. And put little pieces of hot dogs in there, or the little smokies, little sausages, and those go over well. I like to put bacon wrapped little smokies. Gotta have some bacon. Bacon wrapped little smokies, and make it and some brown sugar, and you got a tasty little treat there. So another thing I like to do is take Idaho potatoes and slice them into 3/8 inch pieces, and put some butter in the bottom of a big jelly roll pan, as long as it has a lip on it, and turn them over in the butter, and put them in the oven, 350, and cook them for 30 to 30 minutes. Flip them one time, and then take some cheese, a little cube of cheese, not much, a little cube of cheese, and put on every one of them and let it melt. And then you can take a dollop, get one of those squeeze things of sour cream, and you can decorate them. You can put a little dollop of sour cream, a little dollop of daisy, the commercial says, a little dollop of daisies. Yeah, meatballs in that barbecue sauce and grape jelly is good too. But just a little dollop of sour cream, and then you can sprinkle some bacon bits on it. And I have found that Hormel makes a lovely real bacon bits in a package that are tiny, not great big. So you can sprinkle some of those on there, and before you know it, you have this potato rounds. It's like having a stuffed baked potato. You can put little bits of chives on there too, or green onions, and they're so good. I'm just hungry thinking about it. Yeah, what are we going to do with ourselves? It's not time to eat yet, but we got to plan. We have to plan so we can have enough hors d'oeuvres for everybody and keep everybody going. Now, I also like to make sangria without the wine. I take cherry juice, I take lemonade, I take some grape juice. I just start putting all kinds of juices together, and you have this, and put some sliced oranges and lemons and crushed ice, and you have an amazing sangria that doesn't have any alcohol in it. It's just wonderful. So have some fun. The guys just want the alcoholic stuff. I don't want any of that. Let's see. I have never heard of any of these recipes. Man, I have some learning to do. Well, we're here for you. It's called 40, 50, almost 50 years of cooking. And you just pull out what's tried and true. And Justin has taken some of my recipes and adapted them for the grill. And it's always fun to see your child, even though he's a grown man, take over in the kitchen. Just take over in the kitchen. It is really, really heartwarming to know that your child learned to cook. Learn to cook. Yeah. He watched me, and I let him help me, and it was all good. I also like to do somebody's talking about bell peppers and butter. Well, see, if you're doing fajitas, you need peppers and onions. You always need peppers and onions with fajitas. I mean, sliced peppers, sliced onions, it just makes a fajita. And you need tortillas. So you can put those. If you have an extra crock pot, you could put a towel down in the crock pot and put your fajita, you put your tortillas down in there. Or you can, as they do at at the Mexican restaurant, they roll up 2 or 3 in aluminum foil and put them in a warming place. That's always fun. Think about stuff you can do ahead of time to keep from being so rushed on game day. So, y'all take some time to do that. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Father in heaven, thank you so much for giving us a family that we can prepare meals for and together, that we can have parties and celebrate each other and cheer each other on, and even have rivalries and fun stuff in our homes. Thank you for giving us this ability to be able to cook for our families and to get them involved in the process. It is so wonderful to get your families together. Cherish these moments. Thank you for giving us these wonderful people in our lives. Please forgive us of our sins. Thank you for sending your Son to die for our sins. Thank you, Lord. And all these things we ask in His holy name. Amen. So, y'all get ready for a fun weekend. Yes, somebody says they're going to do angel eggs. Everybody loves a good, this shaped like a football. You could you could have some fun with angeled eggs on your buffet table. So y'all be good, kind, and sweet. Good to yourself, kind to others, and let the joy and the sweetness that is in your heart, because you're a child of God, let that sweetness overflow. When the sweetness is coming out, hatefulness can't come out. So y'all have a good rest of the day. Start planning what you're going to cook for Sunday, Super Bowl. It's always fun. I love you all. I'll see you in the morning. Guess what it is tomorrow? It's Friday.